24 United States Navy SEALs from DEVGRU's Red Squadron were heliborne when they conducted the operation. The operation reportedly comprised 79 commandos and a dog, according to the New York Times. After departing from Bagram Air Base in northeastern Afghanistan, the SEALs flew into Pakistan from a staging base near the city of Jalalabad in eastern Afghanistan. The two modified Black Hawk helicopters utilized for the actual operation were provided by the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, a United States Army Special Operations Command outfit known as the Night Stalkers, as well as the considerably bigger Chinook heavy-lift aircraft deployed as backups. The Black Hawks were unheard-of stealth variations that flew more stealthily and were more difficult to see on radar than standard models. Because of the added weight of the stealth equipment, their payload had to be calculated to the ounce, with the weather taken into account. Two more SEAL teams made up of around 24 DEVGRU operators were on the ground with the Chinooks placed on standby in a barren location roughly two-thirds of the way from Jalalabad to Abbottabad as a rapid reaction force. Their goal was to thwart any attempts by the Pakistani military to obstruct the raid. Drones and a variety of other aircraft, such as fixed-wing fighter jets, backed the 160th SOAR helicopters. In order for the helicopters to enter Pakistan low to the earth and unseen, the operation was planned during a time when there would be minimal moonlight. About 90 minutes passed during the flight from Jalalabad to Abbottabad. The first helicopter encountered a dangerous airflow situation known as a vortex ring state while they hovered over the objective. The helicopter flipped onto its side after its tail brushed into one of the compound's walls, breaking its tail rotor. In the gentle crash landing that ended with the helicopter pitched at a 45-degree angle resting against the wall, none of the SEALs, crew, or pilots were critically hurt. The SEALs scaled the compound's walls once the second chopper had landed outside of it. The SEALs came upon the occupants in three different locations: the guest house, the main building's first level, where two adult males stayed, and the second and third floors, where Bin Laden and his family resided. In the operation, Osama bin Laden was murdered, and according to early reports, 3 other men and a woman were also slain, including bin Laden's adult son, who was shot by the SEALs on the main house's stairway. CIA agents had turned off the electricity to the neighborhood, leaving the interior of the house completely in the dark. Wearing night vision equipment, the SEALs. On the 3rd floor of the main building, the SEALs came upon bin Laden. Unarmed, bin Laden was described as donning a loose-fitting kurta pajama and some matching slacks. The lead SEAL opened fire on bin Laden as he glanced out of his apartment door at the Americans climbing the stairs. Shots to the torso and head struck him. There were several female relatives of bin Laden around. One of the SEALs who killed bin Laden claims he entered through the door, went past the lead SEAL, and approached bin Laden inside of the bedroom. According to O'Neill, bin Laden was pulling a woman forward while standing behind her and placing his arms on her shoulders. O'Neill quickly opened fire on bin Laden, striking him twice in the forehead before firing again as he fell to the ground. And 416 Hong Kong dollars firing 5.56 mm NATO 77 grain open-tip match bullets was used to kill bin Laden. The SEAL team commander radioed, "Geronimo, Geronimo, Geronimo," and then, when McCraven asked for confirmation, "Geronimo EKIA," which means that the adversary was killed in action. Obama only replied, "We got him," as he observed the operation from the Situation Room at the White House. The SEALs used plastic handcuffs or zip ties to confine women and children they came across during the operation. U.S. soldiers relocated the survivors outdoors following the attack for Pakistani forces to discover. Amal Ahmed Abdul Fattah, who was hurt, kept berating the invaders in Arabic. Safia bin Laden, 12 years old, is said to have suffered an injury to her foot or ankle from a fragment of flying debris. The remains of the other 4 people slain in the attack were left at the compound and eventually brought into Pakistani custody whilst bin Laden's body was removed by American soldiers. Just after midnight, President Barack Obama made a broadcast address from the White House after witnessing the strike live on video captured by a drone flying high over Abbottabad. Happy evening. To those families who have lost loved ones to al-terror, justice has been done. I can report tonight to the American people as well as to the world that the United States has performed an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda, and a terrorist who was complicit in the murder of thousands of innocent men, women, and children. Large groups of people spontaneously came to rejoice outside the White House, Ground Zero, the Pentagon, and Times Square in New York before the official announcement. A small group of people gathered outside the City Hall in Dearborn, Michigan, which has a sizable Muslim and Arab community, to celebrate.